I think what we're seeing, particularly with this, onslaught of AI, is that your brand is expanding, whether you know it or not. And I don't mean as in it's expanding and more people are looking. I just mean more people are looking in different places and you have to expand to those different places.
Hey everybody, it's Blue Seven Content. Uh, Alan and Victoria. We are going to talk to you about newsletters, and somewhere when I say that, I feel our buddy Charlie Mann going. Now everybody wants to talk about newsletters. He built this whole business, successful business, I might add,
Mhm.
around newsletters for law firms and helping people just master the art of newsletter writing. And it is an art, and it has a purpose. But Victoria, you wanted to talk about it for a few reasons today.
Yeah. I think newsletters have taken a different definition than what they used to. I think people used to consider them spammy or kind of like a dead end. Um,
Mhm.
I think what we're seeing, particularly with this, onslaught of AI, is that your brand is expanding, whether you know it or not. And I don't mean as in it's expanding and more people are looking. I just mean more people are looking in different places and you have to expand to those different places. And these things are coagulating together and amorphizing into how you're being searched. So a newsletter is a great place to kind of deposit all those thoughts that one has. And it's a great way to capitalize on your emails that you're capturing.
Right. And let's think like they've gotten in, we hope, if you're a law firm that's been around for any length of time, or if
Mhm.
you haven't been, then start doing this. Capture the emails, chunk them into different lists that you think are appropriate. Even clients that didn't go through, emails that you've gotten, emails from your lead magnets. If someone's downloaded an ebook, those are good potential future leads. So you have this email list built up over time, not necessarily just former clients, but former prospective clients, maybe current clients, depending on your practice. So you have this list, and that's who we're talking about,
Mhm.
talking to, and why. But why? What's the importance of that?
So I think a few things. One that comes to mind is when you're an attorney, unspoken, I don't want to say rules, but the unspoken um talent or skills that you have to use uh is our relationship building. So
Right.
when you first interact with your client, you have to build this sense of trust, which then builds into a relationship because I don't know if anyone else will agree, but anytime I've been in either litigation or transactional projects, they don't just begin and end in one day.
Yeah.
Usually
Right.
anything that begins and ends in one day is a client that I don't sign.
You're right. They end in no. Listen, Law and Order has taught me that these things end in about 42 minutes because there's commercials in
God,
there. So I know they don't end in a day. They end in 42 minutes, Victoria.
I
Uh,
I forget. So, but yeah, you build your relationships and oftentimes you find clients that are repeats, right? People that want to come to you. Even if they don't know that you do that thing or
mm.
they don't realize that you don't do the thing, they're still gonna come to you because you've created that relationship, you've created that trust.
Well,
So a
you want to be
news
part of the community, right? We've talked about this with, and then Comrade talks about this with Dark Social. You're building this long-term community. You want to feel like you're a fabric in that community over time. And you do that by exactly what you're saying is
Yes.
nurturing those relationships and people. You're staying top of mind because all people, we all know the law. We know practice areas. We can spit them out at the top of our heads. Most people can't. Most people know an attorney. They've worked
Yep.
with an attorney before. So say someone gets hurt, they had an attorney successfully help them. When someone in their family or a friend says, "Hey, do you know an attorney that can help me with this?" even if it's not an injury, they'll be like, "Well, I know an attorney. Here's my guy."
Yeah.
But then they call your guy, you got almost a referral, and you still might get a referral out of it because you have referral partners, right? And then it all plays back. You've made everybody happy. So now when someone else needs an attorney at some point, you have even more people that know your name. They
Yep.
have interacted with you positively, can capture their email too, then they're on your email list. So you as an estate planner, that's not all that you're talking to your people about. You're
Mhm.
becoming part of their life. They might be you might be the first interaction with an attorney someone's ever had.
Yes.
And thank God, because it's, a more calm thing, but they know you're a lawyer. So 5 years down the line, they need estate planning. They'll refer people to you. They need family law help. Well,
Yep.
let's find out if Victoria really helped us with our stuff. We see her letters and her email all the time. I know she's at, let's call her, just call her. And
Yeah.
even though you might not do it, your intake person or whoever, because we talk about this, genuine connections from intake to review. As soon as you answer that phone, it's like someone's going to help that person. Someone's going to
Yeah.
go, we don't, but just give me 1 second, or, let me get Victoria on the line, and she knows exactly who to point you to.
I mean, gone are the days where, you had the one or two attorneys in the town and you were the solo practitioner and you handled every single topic, every single issue in the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Right. Now we have individual desires, right? Because we can't call ourselves experts or specializing unless you get your LLM in that particular, which understood. But yeah, so we have to, as attorneys, build relationships with each other, but also, as you said, the clients that we do have, they learn to really rely on us. And so creating a newsletter helps to keep them in the loop on what's going on in your firm and what you're doing, but also gives them this reminder like, oh, my friend needs an attorney. Let me call this person that I've been working with, or let me share their information and they can call and I can put them in the right place. I mean, if I can get someone help with divorce from one of my, friends who's worked in family law for years, who is epic and amazing at what they do, like awesome. If I've
Yeah.
got someone who's in personal injury, who is an all woman led firm, like if I can get her more people, amazing. If I can get a
Right.
referral fee out of it, even better, right? So that's one part. So the relationship building, building community, getting people to realize that, this is what you do. It's also really beneficial if you do have a multi-practice area and the
Mhm.
client only saw you for one thing. It gives them the
Oh, yeah.
opportunity to get a range of what you do. Just because we're in it every day doesn't mean that everyone is in it every day.
Well,
So they
yeah.
need
Yep. Think about
reminders.
this. You help a client with DUI, and then 4 years down the line, they've been getting your newsletter ever since. They're doing well, but then they get injured, and they've like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
hold on. My guy help me with my guy, my
Yep.
person that helped me. I know they do PI because I've seen it in their newsletter calling me, help me before. Let's do it now. That's just, it's
Yep.
compounding. And then, their family knows who you are just by name association. And then someone's going to ask somebody, do you know an attorney? It might be his kid. They gotta go, man, we need to find an attorney. Well, my dad worked with an attorney. And yeah, it's just, you don't know where your name gets out after you start doing these long-term
Yeah.
compounding things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's
And I
just a
think
great way.
I think that word is important to a compounding effort. I mean, you and I, we started out solely in just the writing world. I mean, Blue Seven just started solely out in the writing world. We only did SEO content. And we have now seen not only the benefits of it, but also when it works in tandem with other marketing pieces, when it
Right.
works in tandem with your videos, when it works in tandem with your blogs. Also, sidebar, newsletters are fantastic ways to get resources out for you to, if you wrote that ebook, put that ebook in your
Hmm.
newsletter. If you have, I know like people when they deal with power of attorney stuff, the power of attorney documents are in like your state website. Like they are
Yeah.
documents that the government provides you for free in your state. So why not give them away as like a lead magnet, right? A
Yeah.
lead generation. So particularly if you have people like my crazy idea, and I'll have to check with my state bar just to see what it could look like. I've always wanted to have a booth at a festival. And
Oh.
I've always wanted that because I just feel like it's just really important for people to meet an attorney and to see that we're like a human and not just this soul
Yeah.
crushing or
Set
money
up at like the
sucking.
Chicago Winter Market that we'll be going to next week, you
Yeah.
know? That'd
Yeah,
be fantastic.
and just kind of gather emails that way, people who want to be informed, particularly because I do estate planning, it's a little more transactional. It's not like when you're gonna get injured in a car accident or you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get injured somewhere. I'm just thinking of yeah, people who are in criminal defense, like people just need to know their rights. If you're in immigration, people need to know what their rights are or what different opportunities are out there or what
You think
updates
about
are
those meet a
there.
cop at the festivals, like you meet a cop or meet a
Yeah.
firefighter, you make them less
Yeah.
scary. Meet an
Yeah.
attorney, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That way you can see like this is what, we can really do. So I kind of had lost track after that sidebar, but
Well, I was gonna ask you what's a good way? Because I can hear people getting into the conversation going, "Great, you've explained it, why I need it," but that's another thing that I don't wanna do, like, that they don't have time to do, but there's a way to reuse and use things you've already used. I've used the word "use" way too much, and take things and put them into other things. Am I not explaining this? Victoria, will you please say what I'm trying to say?
I will step in. So this is turning into such a big plug for Blue 7, but because we do the writing portion of it, we know where this information is transferable. We know it can be transferred into a blog post, into a LinkedIn post, into an Instagram post, and it can be repurposed for your newsletter. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to spend your Sunday night in horror wondering, oh gosh, what am I going to
Yep.
write for this newsletter? Just repurpose the information that you've already put out in your blog, on your LinkedIn post, for your social media.
Not copy and pasted.
Oh, no,
But
no, no, no.
repurposed. You can use
Repurpose
like,
it.
for example, we had a client reach out and they say, "What do I want? What do they want in their newsletter? Thing they just want to stay top of mind, but they want to be helpful for their particular community. Happens to
Yep.
be a high Spanish speaking population. He does a lot of work injuries, workers' comp. Okay, so maybe we'll have a newsletter article and see if this sounds familiar. 8 reasons why you need a workers' comp and injury attorney, even for these types of injuries. We've written blogs like that's stuff that's probably already on your website, or it could be. And now you can use
Yeah.
two things in one, or turn it into a video script. There's your next thing, an infographic. There's your next one piece
Hmm.
of content, one idea at the base, which is your SEO piece that is researched properly, and then you can branch into every single other thing. It's not free. You have to still pay someone to repurpose it, but it's a lot cheaper than just having these sporadic ideas and having to reinvent the wheel with every single one. You do not have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's like anything like how to not talk to your insurance company or how to talk to an insurance company, how to not, talk to a police officer.
If you're a
And,
criminal
like,
defense attorney, why biometrics being on your phone is a good or bad thing. Simple things that
yes.
people often don't think about, but would be interested
Mhm.
to click and go, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What do you mean I shouldn't have my face recognition on, Then they're
Yes.
clicking and they're like, "Why?" But man,
Yep.
imagine now if you're in that community, someone down the line is gonna get arrested. It might not even be for something privacy related, but they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, what is that attorney that is always in my inbox now that I need him?" It's just
Mhm.
there are so many ways to tackle this, but it doesn't happen overnight. And I know you wanted to stress this, even though it's
Yes.
compounding, takes a while to get to that compounding, right?
It does. I think so. I talk a lot with solo practitioners, and this most recent conversation that I had was with this great friend of mine. We do a lot of co-counsel work with each other. And he had just maybe a year ago gotten away from the firm that he was at, brought a lot of the clients with him, and now that work is wrapping up.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh gosh, I have to now get into marketing." And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Didn't set up the pieces.
no, and I'm just, like, keeping my mouth shut, and I'm like, "Mhm, mhm," and, because part of me is like, "Dude, you shoulda started as soon as you got on your own," and
Yeah.
now that I'm starting my own law firm, Plan Forward Legal.
Plan Forward Legal, we'll link down below. Shameless plugs.
I am experiencing this journey like a client. And because Blue Seven is bolstering the site and providing the marketing for the site, there's even times where, and this is actually, I haven't expressed this to you. There have been times where I'm just like, why? Why am I doing this? I'm not getting a single phone call. I am not getting, I know that I look at the metrics and I'm like, cool, people are clicking on my page, but no one's calling me from it.
We know how, or you even know intuitively,
I know
but now you're a
intuitively,
client.
but now that I'm a client and I see this and I'm like, the bills keep coming in, I have to get clients because how else am I going to pay for this? Like it really, it is like this
Yeah.
build of stress and kind of like, it almost reminds me like whenever there's budget cuts, they always take from the arts first.
Yeah.
They
Every time.
always take, from the humanities first. And we know that that's always the worst thing to do.
Always.
So when I look at my budget and I'm like, I
Mhm.
want to so bad just be like, maybe we don't need this many blogs. Maybe we just reduce it. I stop myself because I'm like, no, if anything, I can reduce from something else. I don't need to, maybe I think about only sending digital copies of something versus doing this mailer, like I'll
Right.
reduce in other areas, but I know not to mess with my marketing because this is a compounding effort. And I know
Especially when
that
you're starting.
where I'm gonna be in a year is not where I'm gonna be right now. And if I stop now and wait until my friend who was like, oh gosh, I need more clients, and now I'm gonna start working on this marketing, it doesn't work that way. Like usually we know in the SEO world, if you're gonna rank anywhere, it's gonna take minimum 3 months. If you are in a busy city, if you are in a state that's very litigious, it's gonna take maybe a year and a half before you start to
I like to
see.
imagine this metaphor. Let's say we're at the bottom of the mountain, but it's raining at the top. You're not gonna know at the bottom right away. The rain at the top is your marketing and SEO and your strategies. You're down there on the bottom going, where it's dry as get out here. What are they talking about? All this, where's all this rain that we're paying for?
Yep.
And then the deluge happens because it comes down the stream. And so the results get there. But the mistake a lot of people make is then once the results get there, they turn off the tap up top and
Mhm.
it doesn't stop right away, right? Because things are still flowing down the mountain. And then all of a sudden it stops and nothing else is
Yeah.
coming because you stopped a while ago. Now
Yeah,
you're putting
that's
A and B
true.
together.
Yep.
So we need to make a graphic out of that.
We should, yeah. The start and stop, the start and stop. It does not serve your business well, especially now with such a digital virtual imprint that we have to create in order to reach different people, in order for the AI overlords at B to like get us onto into their system, which is, a whole nother video conversation.
Yeah, I
But
feel like we've almost circled back to we need more content. It's just not website necessarily. It's just more content everywhere else,
yeah,
which can be the same content repurposed
yeah.
originally everywhere else. So yeah, guys, this is newsletters. We're doing this for clients. Newsletters are different than they used to be only because search is changing and is not going
Mhm.
back. Newsletters give you a chance to build a personal brand and a community. It just takes a little bit of time, especially if you're new at this. It's going to take a while. Victoria will take a while to build up her newsletter. We'll have a good chunk after a year, but after 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, then it's compounding. Then your referrals are stretching out to the thousands and tens of thousands of people that know your name.
I will
Yeah.
say real quick before we like close out, like you don't have to wait until you have an X amount of emails. You can start with just a handful of emails for your
Yep.
newsletter. Like you don't have to wait till you're in the thousands or hundreds. Just start. If there's anything that I have read from experience and talking to different people, they wish they had just started. um,
Right.
the same thing that we labor about your LinkedIn posts and Insta posts and blogs, reuse the stuff, reuse the topics. It doesn't have to be a new topic every week. And three, if you are not working with Blue 7, I encourage you to do so just because we are in the know-how of repurposing this material in ways that are attractive, in ways that are meaningful, in ways that are particular to you. So do not fear about the newsletter if you're interested. It's something that can really bridge any gaps between your personality and, your audience, your future client, your current client, a client that you've been done with for a while, just to kind of stay in touch with them. So yeah, that's just the last thing that I had
Well, I'm
want.
gonna take this video and I'm gonna repurpose it into a blog on this topic that you and I will co-author, and
Yeah.
then we'll put this in the video, I mean, in the blog. So we got multiple ways to put it out there. We'll make how many graphics out of it? This will be at least 10 shorts. We had some good footage in here, so we're
Yeah.
set. Like for a
Yep.
while, it's everything everywhere all at once. SEO is
And
everything.
for all at once. Yep.
Y'all like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 40.
Like and subscribe.